All right, so I'm going to mute you guys.
Okay.
I think I can, yeah, here we go. If you have a block to start, I was thinking it might be nice to start just lying on a block underneath your hips, which I feel like we haven't done that in a while, but it feels so nice. So I think you guys both have blocks. And even if you don't have a block, you can always like fold up a towel or use something like that. But a block at honestly any height, whatever height you want. So this will be the mildest. This will be a little bit more. Obviously, this is kind of a lot. I don't know if either one of you want to go there right now. And under your sacrum, right? So under your butt, basically. Right, as you pick your hips up, the block should be pretty low, like kind of to the edge of you, basically. And then we'll just extend the legs. So for me, I need a little bit more. I'm going to put my block a little bit higher, in which case you'll probably have some butt hanging off the edge. But what you want is a feeling of stretch right there when you when you pull your thigh in, that crease at your hip, that's what we're looking for, some stretch right there. So you want the block kind of under that, so it's kind of low. All right, and then the legs out, and if at any point this starts to feel like too much in your lower back, you can bend your knees, you can lower the block, you can take the block out all together. So don't feel like you have to stay on the block necessarily. Okay, but just so you can kind of see, just in case. All right. But you ladies already kind of looking okay. And this should feel kind of nice, stretchy at the front of the hip. So just soften your shoulder blades down away from the tops of the shoulders. Let your arms just pour out to the sides. And let's take a few deep breaths together to get started. So take an inhale through your nose. Open your mouth and just let it go sigh. Right, we've been dealing with a lot of intense emotions. So just take a big breath. Inhale. Fill all the way up. Right, hold that breath. Just hold it in for a second. Feel it swirl around. And then release it. And let your body soften a little bit. See if you can let some of the gripping and the tightness that we've maybe been in the last couple of days, see if you can let that soften a little bit. Do that one more time. Take a big breath. Inhale. Filling up all the way up, holding the breath. Right, hold it. Hold it and just feel the tension. Right, feel the urge to let it go, but hanging on to it just a little bit longer. And then release it. Right, purposefully let it go. Let your body soften. Okay, okay. And then start to come into your Ujjayi breath. Beginning to breathe in and out through the nose. So just taking a moment as we come into the breath to acknowledge the effect of these kind of intense few days, right? That all of this impacts the body. Of course, like we're feeling all these emotions, and all of that stuff has physical implications and physical repercussions. So just take a moment to acknowledge that there's a lot going on, and maybe your body is holding on to some of that, right? And it's okay. So, as we move around, just notice how your body feels, and just honor places that maybe feel a little tender, a little tight, a little, whatever like that, right? All of this stuff that we've been feeling, we will feel in the body. Right, and there's so much, right? There's just like the moral outrage of the whole thing, and of course, and then also like the fear that comes with what's happening with the protests and how people are taking advantage of these situations, and so it's just a lot of intense emotions. and, you know, kind of a big spectrum. Whew, you know, it's a crazy time. Right, so just notice how your body's doing, how your body's handling it, you know, and then we'll see if we can just kind of move through some of that stuff this morning, just moving our bodies, feeling the feels. All right, so we'll try and stay on our blocks for a little bit longer. Let's go ahead and bend the knees. And let's just take the feet up into the air. Heels up, legs up. Not for super long, but just to get the fluids moving in the body. Give your legs a little shake. Just a little, just gonna shake them out like you're trying to get your muscles to shake around and slosh around. So keep your legs soft, like we want to kind of feel the thigh muscles kind of sloshing around a little bit, or try to, right? Oh, let that happen. Circle your ankles, flex and point. Oh, my ankle cracked. I don't know if you can hear that. All right, so let's bend the knees. Just let them drop in. You don't have to necessarily do anything with them. Grab onto the left one, just with your left hand, just to hold it, and extend your right leg out. If your left leg wants to come in closer, go ahead and pull it in a little closer. And hopefully the goal is not really about the bent knee, but rather stretching the front of your straight leg hip. So just see if we can get a little more stretch in that hip flexor now that we've been lying on the block for a couple minutes. This is one of my favorite things to do on the block, actually. I love this stretch. I recommend pulling the straight leg in to switch. So let's pull the left knee in, and then we'll send the right leg out. Right, and just let that stretch happen. If you can pull the knee in closer, go for it. You don't have to. It's just about the stretch at the front of your hip, the other hip. So however much you want to pull your knee, the more the knee comes in, the more potentially any way you can get into the stretch. In any case, I find the stretch to be a fairly soft and nice and, you know, feel good sort of thing. So, you know, enjoy that. Right, okay. Pull the straight leg back in, both knees bent, and then let's put the feet down on the floor. We'll lift the hips and slide the block out from under. Just put the block on the floor somewhere in case you need it later. And just take a moment with your hips on the floor and just notice how your back feels. So now we'll do kind of an opposite stretch, which is now pulling the knees in and letting the back round. I do feel that in my low back a little bit. So just notice how you feel. Notice how your back feels. All right, and then easy twist. Drop your knees over to the left. Jakara, Parivartanasana, revolve belly. So knees to the left, right arm reaching out to the right. Open up into the twist. Stretch. That feels good. Come on up through center. Bring the legs to the middle. Take an inhale. And exhale over other side. Knees come down. Drop the left shoulder down towards the floor. Easy stretch. Feel free to turn your gaze over towards your left hand. All right, let's bring it back up to center. And then a moment here, kicking the heels up towards the ceiling. But this time we'll pull the legs in a little bit, see how that stretch feels. And then out to the sides. Right, wake up the legs. All right, back to center. Hug the knees. Let's rock and roll forward and back. Come up to seated. You can rock and roll back and forth a time or two, just because that feels kind of nice along the spine, especially after you sat for a little while. So, sat. We're sitting right now, since we were up on the block for a little while. Okay, sit cross-legged. All right.
or however you're comfortable. It doesn't have to be cross-legged, but I think you guys are both okay that way. Inhale, reach the arms up. And let's press the palms. Exhale the hands to the heart. And pause with the thumbs to the sternum. Dropping the gaze, maybe close your eyes. Set an intention for practice this morning. Maybe reaffirming why you stepped onto your mat. Or any intention, as always, right? What resonates with you today. And, you know, again, just being open to the body, feeling a little bit different. Maybe, you know, having some tension or extra sensation or something like that, anything like that. You know, because of the intensity of these last few days, you know, it layered in with all the other stuff that's already happening, you know, so just, you know, be gentle with yourself, you know, be open to things, you know, feeling a little bit different, responding a little bit differently today. All right, take a big breath here, inhale. Sigh it out, exhale, releasing the hands down, opening or keeping the eyes closed, whichever works. But let's reach the arms up and overhead. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms inside out and press up towards the ceiling. Melt the shoulders down, right? Soften the rib tips in. And just lean over to the right. And you'll feel the left side stretch. Root the left sit bone down. Come back up to center, take an inhale, and exhale over to the other side. Right, so it's a little bit of work, not too much, right? So don't lean so far that you're really, you know, struggling to keep yourself seated. Back up to center. One more time like that, over to the side. Press the left sit bone down, hug the ribs in. And just gently turning the gaze maybe up towards the ceiling this time. Come back up, inhale. Exhale, lean. So the right shoulder goes back a bit to potentially look up. Don't force it with your neck, but do try and open the chest. And then back up to center, press up, inhale. Exhale, releasing the hands down. Give the shoulders a little shake. Switch the cross, put the other shin on top. All right, we're gonna reach up again and doing the opposite interlace. So stretching the arms out and up, other thumb on top, other pinky under, turning the palms inside out, press up, inhale. Soften the ribs in. Exhale, let's turn to the left. Pin the right hip back, rotate, come back to center, inhale, center. Exhale, turn to the right. So pinning the left hip back. Even the left, like back of the waist, moving back. Back to center, inhale. Exhale, turn to the left. Right hip moving back. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. All right, back to center, inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. And this time we'll release the arms so the left hand goes behind you and the right hand comes across. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, see if you can deepen the twist a little bit. And again, pin that right hip back, right? Pull it back away from the twist. And try and rotate the ribs, your shoulders, right? You'll feel your abs engage a little bit. Is it possible to keep your belly button pointing straight ahead? Oh, that's a little bit different engagement, right? How can you do that? You'll feel your abs. One more breath. Come back to center. We'll reach up. Do that same opposite interlace, reaching up. Interlace, turn the palms out, press up, inhale, soften the shoulders down. Exhale, rotating. So again, this left hip stays back, right? Try and keep your belly button pointing straight ahead. You won't probably anyway twist quite as far as you usually do, right? So rotating the ribs, the shoulders, but not really letting the low back, the hips participate. And then releasing hands, left hand across the body, right hand behind. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, can you rotate the ribs?
Can you rotate your shoulders, your head? Maybe you get a nice stretch on the side of your neck, but can you keep your belly button pointing straight ahead? It's fine if you don't twist as far as you normally do. One more breath right here. Use your abs, you'll need to. Releasing to center. Let that soften, uncross the legs, give them a little shake, maybe wiggle waggle your feet a bit side to side. All right. So hang on to the backs of your legs. Sit up tall. Relax your shoulders down. Sit back, lean back, float your feet. So keep your shoulders away from your neck. Hug the rib tips in. And let's release the hands and reach the fingertips forward. And just breathe here for a breath or two. Right? Keeping the chest nice and lifted. 5, 4, 3. Good. 2, 1. Come on down. Take a breath. And if you like, you can let the fronts of the hips soften a bit. All right. So we're going to add on a little bit of something to that. So hanging on to the backs of the legs, lean back, sit up. So lean back, but sitting up out of the lower back. Okay, release. And now we're gonna add just a tiny little rotation. So bring your right hand outside your left leg. Right, keep the chest lifted. Just a tiny little baby twist, not far. Switch sides. Right, the legs stay relatively neutral, really just rotating the shoulders, the arms. One more time each side, switch. I feel my legs too, right? Try and stay lifted out of the lower back. Switch one more time. Breathe, I know. Lift the chest, back to center. And come on down. I feel my hip flexors, my legs. Okay, I'm gonna lie back on my elbow. Right, let the fronts of your hips soften for a second. Okay. One more. Just for good measure. All right, so maybe this time we'll come into full Navasana. Shoulders back and down, float the feet, reach, maybe straightening the legs, lift. Down into Ardha Navasana, so curling the tailbone under, coming down onto the sacrum. Breathe here, hugging those ribs in, really rounding through the upper back. Lift back up, Navasana. Chest lifting. 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Okay, nice. So from here, let's just cross the ankles, come right over onto our, sort of onto our bellies. Move the knees back, have your hands a little wide, let your hips just melt down towards the floor. Oh my goodness. It may take a second to get into that. All right, if you need to wiggle waggle a little bit side to side, you can. It's a big counter pose, right? We were just squeezing the whole front of the body. So take a moment. All right, and then slowly just melt it down. Come all the way down. And just take a second, soften, right? Just neutral spine. All right, so again, plant your hands. They can be wider than your mat even, if that feels good in your body, which I think especially early in class, that can be kind of nice. So let's lift up again. Stretch the front of the body. Circle your shoulders up and around. And do that again, and really just make the biggest circle you can. Let your shoulder blades come all the way up by your ears, your shoulders up by your ears. All right, lift up, take a moment, center, and then come on down. All the way down. Again, resting for a moment, just soft, neutral spine. One more time. Lift it up. As much of a stretch as you like. Feel free to lift the chin. Press the whole hand into the floor or your mat or, wherever. But the index finger knuckle, the thumb, right? Press all that down. Take one more breath here. All right, so this time to child's pose. Lift the hips, press back. You may need to walk your hands back a little bit. Sit all the way back. Reach the hands, arms forward. So you feel some length in the side of the body. Right? You feel a little bit of stretch along that line of the outer armpit, the back of your arm, right? Feel that length, maybe even down the side of the body a bit. Right, stretch your lats, your triceps a little, right? Breathe into that. Long arms, longest arms. Reach the fingertips forward. All right, and then we'll just keep with that awesome stretch and make our way into downward facing dog. So walk your hands forward if you need this space. Come on up and in. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Pedal the heels a time or two. Right, maybe you shake out your head. This is a nice place for a little lion's breath, and I feel like especially today, or especially, in this time when things are a little intense and a little bit crazy, so consider taking a deep breath in through the nose, then opening your mouth super wide, sticking out your tongue and roaring, well, kind of roaring like a lion. And a big breath out. Do that again. Inhale through your nose. Gaze up towards the third eye. Exhale. Mouth as wide as you can. One more time. Simhasana, lion's breath. Big breath through your nose. Open your mouth as wide as you can. Stick your tongue out as far as you can. All right, and then back into your breath. Helps to release some tension from the jaw. All right. Bend the knees a little bit. Walk your hands back. Come all the way back to hang in an easy forward fold. And just allow your head hang down. You can give it a little shake. Right, relax your shoulders, your arms. And slowly rolling up. Lift the hip bones off the thighs, curl the tailbone under, and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Stretch your lower back. Right, curl the tailbone under, one vertebrae at a time. Slowly through the ribs, all the way up to stand, back of your mat. And again, we'll circle the shoulders. Big circle, and then circle in the other way, up and around. Yeah, just feel your shoulder blades moving around on your upper back. And then take a moment, squeeze your shoulder blades together, open your chest, right? Your shoulder heads will pull back. Try and touch them across your spine. Maybe you actually can. I don't know, I guess different people are different, but as if you could, right? Touch your shoulder blades over your spine. And then bring them as wide apart as you can. And round yourself forward and pull your shoulder blades wide, right? Pull them as wide apart as you can. And then do that one more time. Open the chest. Chest as wide as you can, shoulder blades as close together as you can. Feel that. Keep your shoulders down. The temptation will be they'll start to slowly come up towards your neck. So try and just keep them down. And it's okay if your ribs stick out, just for now. And then wide across the upper back. So now the ribs will pull in, right? Your belly will engage a bit more, and the upper back, and really the part of the lower back too, will stretch and widen. Okay. Now, just find the middle.
Not really the middle exactly, but find what feels like their resting place, your shoulder blades on your back, right? Just let them kind of be in their happy place. And notice that that means that your shoulders are a little bit rounded forward. It's not, unusual because of how, we are all the time. So just see what feels like the natural position for your shoulder blades. Just as an observation, because we'll mess with it a little bit, of course. Right now, what I would like for you to do is just to expand across the collarbones, right? Spread the chest open wide, and you'll feel your shoulder blades probably anyway, gather a little bit on the upper back, right? So we want to maintain this space across the chest and see if we can just make a little bit of space in the back, because I don't know about you, but when I do that, I do kind of scrunch up the back of my body a little bit. So can I keep wide across the chest and also lift up out of the back of the waist so I feel a lifting up from the back of the body and it's not just getting kind of squeezed because I'm widening my collarbones. So yes, we want to feel a little bit of that pulling in, and we also want to feel a little bit of that widening. Right, both of those things happening at the same time. Right, so feel the lift from both sides of the body, wide across the chest, expansion in the back of the body as well. Turn the palms to face out, and just try and keep all this nice space and reach the arms out and up. Take an inhale. Exhale, send the arms out wide, swan dive into your fold, all the way down. Halfway lift. That same space across the chest, broaden the collarbones, inhale. Exhale, come back down. Feel the stretch in the backs of your legs. How does that feel today? Come all the way back up. Squeeze your glutes, sweep the arms out wide, reach up to the sky. Feel that lift out of the back of the waist, inhale. Exhaling, the hands coming down through the center, palms pressing. Release the hands, turn the palms out, inhale, sweep up. Keeping that lift out of the back of the body. Exhale, go forward, lengthen the spine, fold in. Halfway lift as you inhale. And this time as you exhale, let's walk it back into down dog. So walk your hands forward. And back into your downward facing dog. Right, wide across the collarbones. And at the same time, right, wide across the upper back, right? Spreading the shoulder blades a little wide, hugging that seam of the outer arm, wrapping that in towards center. Your triceps, I'm sure, are strong and active right now. Shift forward to plank. Inhaling forward. A little bit too close to the top. Tailbone under, right? Belly lifting. Lengthen the heart forward. Breathe here. 2 more breaths. Shift to the tippy toes. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the elbows to lower all the way down. Flatten your feet. Let's do Shalabhasana. So we'll reach the hands back by the hips. Curling the tailbone under. Inhale, lift the head, the chest, lift the legs. Exhale, come on down. So let's do that again. Inhale, come up, lift, squeeze. Exhale, lower down. Keep the legs in close. Interlace your fingers. Let's add this shoulder stretch. Inhale, lifting, head, chest, legs. Stay lifted, switch the interlace. Soft bend the elbows with the other thumb on top. Reach back again. Press the thighs to the ceiling. Feel that work in the back of the body. And come on down. Right, so take a moment, soften everything. Notice the work, right? Planting your palms by your ribs. Tuck your toes. Take an inhale. Exhale, press the floor away, come to plank pose, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. And take a few breaths here. Right,
making the space. Space across the collarbones because we don't really want to collapse there. And also space across the upper back. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the heels. Bend the knees. Walk forward. Jump forward. Bring your feet to your hands. Lift up halfway. Inhale. Folding. Exhale. All the way up. Inhale. Exhale. Pull the hands through the center. And then keep going. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen, strong legs. Exhale, bend the knees, hands are down, stepping the right foot, stepping the left foot into your plank pose. Again with the planks. Tailbone long, belly engaged. Lean in, inhale. Exhale, let's come on down. Flatten the feet, cobra pose. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lengthen and lower. Press the pubic bone down. If you want to lift a little higher, feel free. Stay low, it's totally up to you. Inhale, come on up as high as you like. Shoulders back and down. Hug the rib tips and lift the chest. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen and lower. Feel that work in your arms. It's good. Okay, one more time. Shoulders away from the neck. Inhale, scoop the heart up. Use your shoulder blades. Scoop them onto the back of the ribs. Lift the chest. Inhale. Back to down dog. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Okay. You can bring the feet a little closer together if you like. Send your right leg up into the air. Turn the toes out, lift the hip and the knee. Stretch. Yeah. All right. Straighten the legs, square your hips. Take an inhale. Exhale your knee to your nose. Round and squeeze. Inhale, reaching the leg up and back. 2 more times. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach. 1 more like that. Exhale, touch your knee to your face, your nose, your forehead. Inhale, reach it up. Step your foot between your hands. Step the right foot forward. Back knee down. Flatten the foot. Come up, Anjaneyasana. Tailbone long. Right, again, looking for the stretch at the front of the hip. Bring your hands to your heart. Take an inhale. Exhale, turn so your left elbow comes to your right knee. Right, just kind of stack it on top. And then press into your palms. So you can't see me. But press into your palms and see if it's possible to lift yourself up and get your thumbs to the middle of your chest. It's actually a pretty big stretch on the left side. So just see what happens. Right, breathe. Maybe bend a little deeper into the front knee. You'll have to check into that stretch and see how it feels. Take 1 more breath here. Pressing through the palms. All right, unravel back to Anjaneyasana. Sweep it out and up. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Bring the hands down. Turn back around. Tuck the back toes, lift the knees, step back plank, inhale. And you ladies know the vinyasa. So any vinyasa that you like, maybe chaturanga, the upward facing dog, you're ready for that. Or lower to the floor and do cobra pose again. Okay. So again, maybe bringing the feet a little closer together if you like. We'll send the left leg up into the air. So this hip flexor just got a stretch in the Anjaneyasana. So notice how this side feels. All right, pretty good. Touch 3 foot to my head. Totally square it off. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, knee to your nose, round. Squeeze. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, pull it in, round. Inhale, reach and stretch. 1 more time like that. Touch your nose, touch your forehead, round. Inhale, reach. Step your foot between your hands, pull it through. Back knee down, Anjaneyasana. Come on. Tailbone lengthening down, right? It's easy to kind of let it sort of scoop up, the hip bones pitch forward. Send the tailbone down, lift those hip bones up. Right, breathe, maybe bend a little deeper into the front knee. Bring your hands to your heart so your shoulder blades drop down. Lean forward, inhale. Exhale, right elbow tip to the left knee. Or you can just rest it on top. So if we just stayed here, our hands would be kind of off, right? So let's press, lengthen, widen the collarbones, thumbs to the sternum, right? There's some work here. Yeah. Woo! If the stretch is okay, maybe you bend a little deeper into the front knee, right? But breathe into that work. Take one more breath. Awesome. Back to your Anjaneyasana. Slowly unravel. Reach it up. Lift the hip bones up. Inhale. Exhale. Woo. Take it down. Tuck the back toes. Lift the knee. Step on back. Through your vinyasa. Straight to down dog. Take a break. Take a sip, which is what I'm going to do. Have some tea. Okay. Nice for the throat. Downward facing dog if you're not already there. Hug the ribs in. All right, pressing evenly through the hands. Arms straight. Right, shoulder blades kind of wide on the upper back. Take it, inhale, start to look forward. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, float, feet to hands, lift up halfway, inhale, fold, exhale. Chair pose, Utkatasana, bend your knees. Bend deeply. Melt the shoulders down, right? Sitting back into the heels. Then you start to lift the chest up, right? And attempt to press the upper arms back a bit so they're more by your ears, right? And then can you fill up the back of the waist? Breathe across the kidney band. Hug the rib tips in. Take one more breath here. And fold, exhale. Relax the shoulders, the upper back. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down. You can step back with the left foot if you like, or jump it back. It's up to you. All right. Through the vinyasa, straight to down dog. Right? Okay. From your Adho Mukha Svanasana, send your right leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, round. Pull the knee forward, step. Warrior one. Back heel drops. Inhale, rise. Squaring those hips off. Trying to anyway. Lengthening the outer left hip forward. Here too, you'll potentially feel some stretch at the front of the left. At the front of your left hip. Breathe. Press the arms back. Hug the ribs in. One more breath. Maybe look up. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to bring the hands down. Just pause here for a moment. Spin onto the ball of your back foot. Now we're going to scoop the left foot through. I'll show you, and then you can give it a try. So you can keep your hands on the floor. You can pick your hands up, hands on blocks, whatever makes this doable. Big bend in the right knee. Pick your left foot up. You're going to squeeze yourself into a little ball. Try and pull your left foot through, and then sit on your butt. So, right? I'll face you. Ready? Here we go. Pull your left knee in. Do it. Try and stay squeezed. Scoop your foot forward and sit. So we're trying to stay low, so you have to squeeze into a tiny foot. Okay? So on that note, let's take this right foot
If you can, I think you can. And sweep it back. Oh, Art of Asana. So one leg back, one leg straight. Right, one leg back, one leg straight. Now, feel free to prop yourself if you need to. We're not very long, so don't get too comfortable. But we're gonna lean back. Don't get too comfortable. Kind of comedic, right? This isn't necessarily comfortable for many people. So lean back as much as you can. If it's possible for you to lay all the way down, you can. But again, we're not gonna be here for super long. So enjoy that for a couple of breaths. Maybe bringing the arms overhead. Try to lengthen through the tailbone. Take one more breath here. All right. We're sitting back up. Keep the right leg just how it is. Oy. Sit back up, two things. First, Trianga Mukha Pada, Paschimottanasana. So that means we're gonna Mukhaika Pada, excuse me. That means we're gonna forward fold. So if you're here and this is kind of making you go sideways, you have your block, but the block may be too much. You can always, under the straight leg side, slide a blanket so that it evens out your sit bones. So you don't feel like you're tipping over. So feel free to prop yourself. It's actually more comfortable for me too. But I like the stretch, so I'm gonna go back down to the floor. But that definitely brings some ease. So you'll prop the straight leg, your left leg. So feel free to do that, and then forward fold. So for this, you can keep your left hand out to the side and reach forward with your right hand, especially if you feel like you're tipping. If you're okay reaching forward, reach forward. You can catch the wrist around your foot if that's possible. All right, so we're gonna use this. All right, lengthen your chest forward. It's called Crownchasana or Heron, inspired by the bird that we saw when we were in Texas. So the right leg stays, and you can stay up on your blanket too, it's not a problem. You may or may not want it, so you can kind of feel that out, but this leg stays, you bend your left knee. So already you may feel like, oh, I don't know, this maybe is enough. If it's possible to cradle your foot or stirrup your foot, I should say, in your hands, we'll pick the foot up off the floor and potentially bringing it all the way up and over. Well, not overhead, I guess kind of overhead, but just straightening it up towards the ceiling. And then we get into the bind at the wrist. The shoulders come down. So if you can hold your, I'm not sure if I'm doing the proper hand. Hold your right wrist in your left hand and then sit up tall, right? Crownchasana or Heron. Breathe. One more breath. Gently, slowly releasing this. So your right leg has been like that for some time. Release it across. Give it a little shake. Okay, so I know we came in and we're gonna more or less exit out the way we got into this. So again, bending the right leg so it's your standing leg. And easier than what we usually do, which is just try and stand up. So we'll use our hands, right, to see if we can lift ourselves up by behind that and scoop the foot back. That's actually pretty hard. So just trying to do that, I think, is good. And then stepping back to take a vinyasa, right? And just notice how your legs feel. Notice how your hips feel, right? What's happening in your body right now? Yeah, slightly asymmetrical experience there. Okay, so let's do the other side. Send your left leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine, pull the knee forward, step through. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one, come on up. So a couple of breaths. Here again, opening up the front of the hip, opening up the front of the thigh a little bit here as well.
Send the tailbone long as best as you can. And again, trying to square so that the outer left hip draws back and the outer right hip goes forward. Right, bending into the front knee. Breathe, melt the shoulders down. Maybe the upper arms can press back a bit so they're more by the ears. Soften the rib tips in. Take one more breath here. Exhale. Come on down. Okay. Spinning onto the ball. Actually, I'll just turn because this is better to face this way. Let's see if we can do this. So we really are trying to stay low. So we have to squeeze ourselves into a little ball. So stay as low as you can. Pull your right foot in, squeeze yourself. Can you scoop the foot through and sit down? It's pretty squeezy. So see how it goes. Now, left foot goes back. Again, feel free to prop yourself. You can have something under your hips here. You don't have to lean back. If it feels okay in your body, lean back any amount. It doesn't have to be all the way to the floor. You can just put your hands behind you and bend your elbows. I do feel some stretch here. So maybe forearms, you know. As I get into this, I do like to bend and like tuck my tailbone under. Yeah. If you can lie down, couple last breaths here. Lie down. Woo! That's a big stretch. I really feel that. Across the front of my hip, the front of my thigh. Right, and then again, that lengthening of the tailbone action will help to deepen the stretch. Oh, so good. I want to stay here longer, but we have other things to do. So we're gonna sit back up. Oh, good. Okay. So again, and I think only because this is my surgery knee, well, maybe it's okay. Feel free to prop. I'm like, maybe I will just keep the blanket, but feel free to add the blanket under your straight leg hip. It does bring some ease to this pose, so feel free to do that. I think my knee's okay for me to not do that, but I will put it back if I feel like it needs it. All right, slowly coming forward. I think everything's okay in there. And again, you can keep your left hand, not your right hand, your right hand out to the side if that helps you. You don't have to reach forward. If you can, maybe the left arm reaches or maybe both arms reach. Right, breathe into this stretch. It's a lot of Kranchasana, but just leaning forward, which makes it a little bit easier. All right, and then slowly lifting yourself up, coming upright. And again, feel free to leave the blanket or the prop under your hips or hip bending. Maybe you can stirrup the foot. Maybe you can pick it up off the floor. Maybe you can start to straighten it up and kind of overhead, I guess, but just more up towards the ceiling. It's not technically over your head. Right, and lengthen up, right? So everything's up. And then potentially holding your wrist, your left wrist in your right hand, I think. Lift the chest, melt the shoulders down. It's a big stretch in that lifted leg, right? Heck yeah. Kranchasana. It's actually spelled with a K. K-R-O-U-N, crown, like that. So, yeah. Heron. Okay. Slowly to get out, right? You kind of want to just let your leg go, but that would probably hurt, so don't do that. This leg has been bent for some time, so swing the left knee across your body. Oh, straighten it out. Give it a little shake. Oh, okay, so same idea on this side. It's a lot of core, a lot of like sucking up from the pelvic floor to actually pull your foot through. It's a different work, obviously, than just trying to stand up, but still, you know, a worthy effort, I think. So Your left foot now planted on the floor. We're gonna lift ourselves up and see if it's possible to, oh God, pull the foot through and step back. And step back and take the vinyasa, go straight to down dog. Right, whatever makes more sense for you and your body right now. Right, back to our downward facing dog. All right, breathe. Send your right leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, pull the knee forward, step through. Back heel to the floor for warrior two this time. Come on up. Sideways, more or less. But really we're gazing over the middle finger of the front hand. So breathe into the stretch in the legs. Hug the belly in. All right, straighten the front leg. Trikonasana. Reach forward. Land the bottom hand when you feel long enough on the right side. Right, and then try and stay open. So your left shoulder stacks on top of your right shoulder. Hug the belly to the spine. Inhale. Exhale, look down. Maybe bring the left hand to the hip if it helps, coming to Ardha Chandrasana. Reach your right hand forward. Use your block if you need to, or hand to the floor. Breathe. Hug the belly in, hug the ribs in. Inhale. Exhale, take the left arm and sweep it under. Right, reach like you're trying to just reach away to the right, and then open yourself back up. Oh. It's gonna mess with your balance a bit. Do that again. Keep the hip open, rotate the ribs, the shoulder. Bring it back. One more time. Keep the lifted leg active, right? Feel the stretch on the left side. Open it up. Oh. If you have the juice, we're pretty stretched, maybe bend the left knee, catch the foot, find that stretch for a breath or two. Release it. Back to warrior two. Bend the right knee. Take your time. Land. Oh my goodness. Find the pose. Sweep the front arm up and back into the reverse. Oh, big stretch on the right side. Yeah. Come upright. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, releasing the hands down. Spinning onto the ball of the back foot. Let's bring the back knee down to the floor. I think I'm going to add my blanket for padding purposes. There we go. Okay. Flattening the foot. Let's scooch the front foot over a little bit and see if we can just take a breath or two down in the lizard lunge. You know what, if you want, you can have the back knee lifted. It's a more heat, so if you want that, totally do that. Turn the right toes out to the right and let the right knee open up out to the side a little bit. Right, turn the toes out and just let the sole of the foot peel a little bit away from the floor. Find that stretch. And then if all this is going okay and you have the desire, your body's up for it, bend the left knee and catch the foot in your right hand. Open the chest. Get a pull of the hip bones up towards the ribs. Lengthen through the tailbone. Right, lengthen through your tailbone. Breathe into the stretch. Right. And then wherever you are, let's unravel it. Come back through center. Appreciate the difference in your two sides. Let's take a vinyasa. Modifying the vinyasa, going straight to down dog, or a breath or two in the child's pose. You guys know, right? Okay. Your legs. So let's do the other side from downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg, inhale. Exhale, rounding the spine, step forward. Bring the right heel to the floor. So you're heel to heel. And sweep it up. Right, so it's stretchy to the inner thighs. Right, deep bend in the front knee. Now, I don't know, maybe you can get parallel to the floor. If you can or can't is not the point really, but the deeper bend is more stretch and a little more, strengthening work. Left hip back and in. It wants to kind of stick out to the side. So back and in. So the sit bone's kind of tucking under. And that'll give you a little more stretch too. Let's come into Trikonasana. Straighten the front leg. Reach out. Right, I'm just trying to get as long as possible. And then my hand just comes down wherever. It doesn't matter how low it is. More, can I open my chest so my right shoulder is stacked on top of my left shoulder, right, as opposed to being rotated forward. All right, we're not going to stay here very long. Legs super active. Right, I just need to pull my front foot back just a little bit. There we go. All right, into your Ardha Chandrasana. Feel free to put your right hand on your hip. Reach the left hand forward, maybe your block or the floor. Right, chest is wide. Outer left hip again, lengthening back. Breathe. Take an inhale. Exhale. Wrap the right arm under. Keep the hip lifted. Right. Stretch the right side. Wrap the ribs under the shoulder. Inhale. Reach it up. Exhale. Try and keep that lifted hip open. Inhale. Reach. One more time. Pin the left hip back. Keep your belly engaged. Reach. Stretch up. And then maybe bending the knee, catching the foot or the ankle right into the Chalpasana stretch. So nice. We're not going to stay there super long. Release it. Coming back to Warrior Two, slowly bending the left knee. Step it back. Whoa. Into your reverse. Stretch the left side. Reach back, lift the heart. Good. Come up as you inhale. Exhale, left hand, right hand. Spinning to the ball of the back foot. Back knee down. Walk the right foot over so you can bring the right hand inside. And just take a couple of breaths. Sinking down. And then once you're down here, maybe you let the left toes turn out to the left, the sole of the foot peel away from the floor a bit, the knee open up out to the side. And again, if it makes sense, reaching back with the left hand, catch your foot or your ankle back there. Opening up into that stretch. Just let that feel good. All right. And slowly, gently release it. Back to center. Stepping back through the vinyasa. Right, or maybe straight to downward facing dog. A breath or two in the child's pose is always fine. Okay. Feel the stretchiness. So good. Keep the belly nice and lifted. Tailbone lengthening. Breathe one more inhale. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, hop, feet to hands, lift up halfway, inhale. Fold in half, exhale. Bend your knees, chair pose. Hug the belly to the spine, right, melt the shoulders down. Bring your hands to your heart, lengthen forward, right, shoulders on your back, inhale. Exhale, left elbow, right knee.
right? Maybe outside the knee. Lengthen the heart forward. Draw the right hip back, left hip back, sorry. Left hip back, right thigh down. Yeah, try and level your hips, your legs. Press into your palms. Open the chest, right? Send your heart forward. We're doing the same, trying to get the thumbs to the sternum, right? Longest spine. One more breath, maybe open the arms. Oh, back to chair. I know. Back to chair. So we find the center, right? And then one more twist. Hands to the heart, lengthen forward. So we're going to try and keep all this neutral, right? Try not to let the hips and legs move. Slowly turning right elbow, left knee. I have to fix my legs too, right? Pull the right thigh back, descend the left thigh down, right? Lengthen forward and open the chest. Oh, maybe open the arms, bottom hand to the floor, top arm reaching to the sky. Last breath here. Back to center. Sweep it through. Reach up, look up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Take a breath. Soften. Let your head hang down. Okay. Separate your feet. Add a blanket or whatever prop you need under your heels for Malasana. Come on down into the squat. Oh, your legs. Right, so we press into the legs and we press the legs back onto the arms. Right, press and squeeze. Oh, right, it's nice for your back. It's a little stabilizing and then space making for the hips. All right, take one more breath here. All right, one last thing, and then we really have to cool it down. If you want, if you feel like a Bakasana before we sit. Right, plant your hands, knees nice and high up the arms. Bend your elbows as much as you like. One foot, maybe both feet, right into your Bakasana. Squeeze, lift the belly. Oh, my abs are tired. And when you've had enough of that, we're going to come down onto our butts. And since that's kind of squeezy, let's just lean back onto the forearms. Let your belly soften. Give your legs a little wiggle waggle. Fronts of the thighs. Fronts of your hips. That's what I meant to say. Open. When we had the studio in Venice, my teacher and all that, she always used to call this Venice Beach pose. Of course, that studio's not there anymore, but the spirit remains. All right, let's sit up. I want to go right into Upavishta. So from you're seated, just legs wide, however wide, it's totally up to you. You just want them to feel kind of wide, right? Not that said, not all the way though, because straight out is something else that we're not doing right now. So this is Upavishta, wide angle. So Sama Konasana is straight out to the sides, which we're not trying to do. So in case you were wondering, in case you were trying to do that right now. Okay. So try to keep the toes pointing up and just slowly walk the hands forward. And you'll come forward however much. I don't know. It depends on how your body's feeling with this today. Right? How are your legs feeling as you come into this? How's it going? I don't feel this today for some reason. You can get all the way out, get his power out, stretch. Technically, you hook your toes if you feel like doing that. All right, and then slowly lift yourself up. Hook the knees and pull your legs in. And then just take a moment. This is nice. A moment at the middle. All right, we're going to stretch our hips, get a little bit more into the hips proper. So if it's possible for you to get into Gomukhasana legs, maybe let's do that. But if that's just not going to work today for whatever reason, Sukhasana, thread the needle, like any sort of hip release is fine. But if you're up for crossing tight at the knees, if your body will let you do this, we can do this, or pick your hip stretch. I'm not super concerned. I just thought this would be nice because we did a lot of kind of more wider. So we'll bring it to the center. All right, so same idea here, we forward fold. And again, however much, I would recommend just taking your time getting into this stretch, right? Just letting it happen slowly. Rome wasn't built in a day, And our hips can be a place where we hold some tension, where we hold some stress and some, heavy emotion. So just see how this feels. All right, take your time. And just breathe through whatever comes up. Your mind may start to race or start to tell you stuff or whatever, just notice. Just observe, what's the effect of all this nuttiness that we've been going through lately? Like how is that landing in your body? And then consequently, when we start to move the body, how does that affect your mind? And how does it change where your mind is at, right? Just observing how these things are so connected. And then is it possible to just bring some calm by taking a deep breath and a long exhale? Right, and it's amazing how well that works. The long exhale, the deep breath. We can practice this. And just one of the many ways we can take our practice off our mats, right, and out into the world. We get out there and whoo, deep breath. Deep breath. And just know, like, we're doing it. You're doing it. You can worry, if you're not doing whatever. We're here. We exist. That's the miracle. Like you're doing. All right, one more deep breath here. Inhale. Big sigh, exhale. All right, slowly coming out to switch sides. So just make sure you know which leg you have on top. If you want to have a moment, shake it out. And then side two. Other leg on top. Cross. So you'll just stack the knees however much they'll stack. Just like give it a couple tries and see like how close they'll get, and then like, okay, that's it, perfect. And then out, into the stretch. I feel this side a lot more than the first side. So just notice how this is in your body. Wow. And this is normally my more flexible side, so it's interesting that it feels super intense. You may find that your jaw starts to tighten up again, especially if you're someone, if you know that you carry tension in your jaw, which a lot of us do. This is a great place for that lion's breath, Simhasana. And the eyes open or closed? Technically eyes open and gazing up. So your third eye is like between the eyebrows but back, like in your brain back there. So you kind of want to try and gaze like up, like almost straight up. You can have your eyes closed if you want, but open or closed. It'll help relieve the tension in the jaw. And then, it's kind of nice to feel like a lion. My hip is calming down. So we'll have a few more breaths here. So try to use your time to really soften. Try and lengthen your exhales. Try not to get too caught up in any thoughts that might drift by. But even if it seems super useful and worthwhile, like it's your shopping list or whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm sure it's totally worthwhile, just not right now. Just be here and breathe. Just let the thoughts drift by like clouds. Right? You're just watching them go, not particularly concerned or attached to any of them. All right, here we go. One last breath. Inhale. Sigh it out. All righty, let's come on out of this. Oh, it is Shavasana time. So just extending the legs, give them a little shake. Oh, so good. I love a good hip stretch before Shavasana. Right, so as we come to lie down, just take a moment to see if you want to do anything else. Do you want to do that easy twist again that we had at the beginning of class? Or do you want to do happy baby? Happy baby's nice. Right, you can rock your baby. Aww. Right. Whatever you think will help settle you in for Shavasana, right? Some easy, gentle, stretchy thing. Oh. And then as you're ready, extending the legs. Feel free to put the block back if you like that at the beginning of class, under the hips. Feel free to do that. I think I am gonna do that in the low setting. Put your legs up, put a blanket on you, under you, you know, whatever. What's gonna help you relax? And then we really try and just come into a state of non-doing. It's called corpse pose because corpses don't do anything, right? They just lay there. So that's our job right now, right? To just lie and rest. Let your body just absorb the practice, feel the feels, right? Let your mind absorb the practice. Each time we come to the mat, just deepening that connection. Really soften out. Take a couple of minutes to rest. Doing nothing. Whole body relaxed. Whole body resting. Shavasana. And slowly begin to deepen your breath. Gently waking up. You can rub your fingertips with your thumbs, with your toes. Just easing your way back into awake. Stretch the arms, stretch the legs if you like. And then look at the knees. Just squeeze, let them in. Feel free to rock gently side to side. And then we'll roll softly to the right side. And maybe pillowing your head with your right arm for a breath or two, just to ease your transition. I'd savor these sweet moments where we're still kind of lingering in Shavasana. All right, gently back up to sit. And as you come to seated, let's close the eyes or keep your eyes closed. Right, and just notice how you feel. Notice the effects of your practice, right? Physically, how do you feel? Mentally, emotionally? Notice the shift. And then bringing the palms to press, thumbs to the sternum. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, gently bowing in gratitude for this practice, all the goodness it brings, all the sweetness, right? Grateful, grateful, grateful. Grateful for the sweet stuff, grateful for all these challenging things, right? All these challenging things really gives us an opportunity to learn about ourselves, to turn our attention and just see. It's all part of being human, right? This whole range of emotions. So they're not really bad, even though we sometimes label things that way. So just know it's okay to feel all the feels. It's just being human. They're all valuable. They're all energy. Just feel them. Let it be okay. It's okay. Whatever else you want to be grateful for, whatever else you are grateful for. Thank you so much, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. Deep breaths. Take it easy. Namaste. Namaste. All right. Thank you so much, beautiful people. Thanks, guys. Gals, I should say. Let's see, I can unmute you. There we go. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you both. Good to see your faces.
I felt great. Thank
Oh,
you.
good. Yeah, I feel better too, actually. All right, good. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Enjoy the weather. It's pretty mild, I think.
Get out and take a walk.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I'll see you guys.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye.
good one. Bye.